Hey friends, Kylie here, your host of Dream On with Kylie O'Miller, back for another episode with one of my favorite teammates, a dominant force on the lacrosse field, and a fellow Seawolf. Thank you as always for tuning in. These episodes are recorded from a live Zoom webinar that I hold through the KO17 Lacrosse app and are constructed into this Dream On podcast that you have found here. I hope you are gaining some insight from these episodes from some of the people that I have met through my lacrosse journey that have imposed so much of their wisdom on me. If you're loving these episodes so far, please show us some love in the reviews and rate us 5 stars. Also, be sure to SUBSCRIBE. It would mean the world to us. All right, we've got another special guest this week, and I'm pumped to get right into it. Starting up season 2 of the Dream On podcast here, we are starting off stronger than ever. The beginning of this season will consist of a stacked list of professional lacrosse players playing in the inaugural Athletes Unlimited lacrosse season this July and August of 2021. Ally Kennedy is our first guest in that lineup today, and I couldn't be more pumped about it. Ally is a star midfielder reigning from none other than Stony Brook University, growing up on Long Island, and literally workhorsing her way to the top. Her grit, effort on all ends on the field, and commitment to doing the dirty work is what made her so successful so far as a player. Ally also happens to be someone that I personally have been lucky to spend a lot of my lacrosse journey with. She played with my sister Taryn growing up on the Long Island Yellow Jackets for years. We shared a locker room at Stony Brook, and now we are navigating the professional lacrosse world and the national team process alongside each other. It's a really special journey, and in this episode, we'll cover everything from embarrassing stories from our Stony Brook days to different leadership qualities, being dog moms, and pretty much everything in between. Let's dive right in with AK30. What's up, KO17 fam? Kylie O'Miller here. We're back with season 2 of the Dream On podcast. Looks a little bit different than you girls are used to. And for those of you listening later on to our podcast, usually what we do is we hold a live Zoom webinar on the KO17 app. And people can join live and watch our conversation happen with our guests. We have a unique setting going on for season 2 right now for our first couple episodes. As you can see, if you're watching this back, we are in a hotel room setting. We are, for the next 5 weeks, playing in the Athletes Unlimited inaugural professional lacrosse season, which means for 5 weeks, we are all together, all of us pros, on 4 different teams, but we're all in the same hotel, staying here for 5 weeks, practicing together, working through the training, playing together on the weekends, and all the good stuff. So figured we would take advantage of all the awesome guests that we have here, including Miss Ally Kennedy. Who's here with us today first, by just sitting down and having conversations in person rather than, having them sit in one hotel room on Zoom and then me in my other hotel room. 7 rooms down. Yeah, this is fun though, because for, before I introduce Ally, for the first whole season of Dream On, this kind of was born because of COVID, right? Like the KO17 app has been such a really cool thing, but I was able to connect with all these awesome people on Zoom and then have all of you listeners, watching live or listening back to it. And the only way to connect was virtually, on Zoom. So
I didn't know that. I thought it happened way before that.
No, it started in COVID, heart of the summer last year, about a year ago in July 2020. So all of our conversations have happened over the computer. So this is our first one in person.
Really?
Yeah, we're making history over here. All right, so let's get into it. Let's introduce our guest here. Our guest is Ally Kennedy, number 30, for those of you who don't know. We played together at Stony Brook. She just graduated in 2021. She was a 3-time captain for Stony Brook, 3-time All-American. She is, I should say, a Team USA training team member alongside myself, IWLCA Midfielder of the Year, professional lacrosse player in Athletes Unlimited, and she's just an all-around rock star. So I'm excited to sit down with one of my favorite teammates and friends. Thanks for being here.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so we always do this first thing with our Dream On podcast, and that is we always just dive into hey, where'd you start playing lacrosse and all that stuff? But we like to start off to a good start. Okay. So something you are grateful for today.
My health. I mean, definitely this past year. Has really put that all into perspective. And my sister's a registered nurse, and we were even talking about it the other day, this whole pandemic has affected people in so many different ways, but being able to be here and be the healthiest version of myself is something I'm grateful for every day.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. And I know we were talking about it a little bit as well, but just being able to
we're just talking about COVID as well. Like the whole year has been just a challenge in general. And I'm sure seeing it from that side with your sister being an RN and everything like that, just taking health to a whole nother level and just being able to be here again in person and not have to wear masks. Pretty big deal.
I mean, some people still do, and I always like double take. And I'm like, oh my god, I need to wear it. But
it's a crazy world we live in. But I mean, it's such a, like you said, it's something that you're grateful for in this moment. So love that. Okay, something that you're proud to say that you accomplished today. It's for reference, everybody listening. It's almost 3 p.m. here in Maryland.
Like specifically
today.
I mean, besides sitting in my hotel room, like we practiced together.
Yeah. So what'd you accomplish at practice?
I had in that, like, I didn't really shoot during like settled stuff, but the one time I did score was like on a man up situation.
Nice.
And Kayla trainer actually pointed out that I was like rotating very well, and it meant a lot to me because I was like,
there you go.
Yeah, I was proud of myself in that moment.
Well, that's why we asked this question, like in the beginning, right? Like something that you're proud of yourself for today, because I think there's like little things. This is something we work on the app too. In a section called Kylie's Corner, we do a lot of mentality stuff. We do like journaling, and I give the girls a lesson every week that they can work on in their journals. But like just being able, sometimes we get routes up and we do it all the time, right? Like, and just like, all right, we got practice. All right, we got practice tomorrow. All right, then there's a game. Like, and we just forget to be like, okay, what did we do well today? Like, what did we actually accomplish today? So, love that, right? From one of your role models.
Yeah. Too. Oh yeah, of course. Big name. And you're so right. Like I every day just like practice is done. Not that I don't think about it, but I don't like ever pat myself on the back for like little things anymore.
Yeah.
And it's always like, what's next?
Exactly. And that's just kind of like life and how it goes, right? And like, I think that happens even too if we have young listeners out there that are like, you know, like going to a club tournament, to showcase, to practice, to all these things. It's like, all right, like you said, check, like what's next? What's next, mom and dad? Like where are we going to next? You know, and like, that's just the name of the game. But to be able to like slow down and just pat yourself on the back, be like, hey, I'm kind of proud of myself for this. This was a step up. Like this was a cool thing that happened today. But yeah, I think I like that we just forced that out of you right there, because
because I read through it and I was like, oh, like up to today. No, like specifically
right now before
open my brain a little bit.
See, it's a warm up. Yeah. We're good. We're opening our brain. Okay, last but not least, something that you're pumped to go chase, whether it's today, tomorrow, in the near future, the long term future. What's that for you?
Like earning a spot on the World Cup like roster.
Awesome.
The final roster. It's definitely like always been a goal of mine.
Also that.
It's kind of close-ish.
Yeah, I mean, we're in 2021, and summer of 2022 is when the World Cup will be held. So, you know, it's coming up, but I'm with you on that one. And
should have been like over already.
Exactly. Like we said, we keep kind of going back to it. Again, grateful for another year because, you know, who would have known, right? We know we have another year to prepare and just get after it and form new relationships and everything like that, because that's a big part of it too, right? It's like the chemistry and this place is providing us a really awesome way to do that too. Like the next 5 weeks with a bunch of girls that are on the Team USA training roster, just like us, working towards those spots. All right, so we have been talking, like we're probably going to talk about lacrosse this entire time because that's all we talk about.
Yes.
But let's talk about your intro to it. All in the beginning, all the way in the beginning, little Ally Kennedy running around. Like, when was the first time that you picked up a lacrosse stick?
First time I picked up a lacrosse stick was in kindergarten, but my town was not very like developed in lacrosse, so we didn't have a youth girls lacrosse team. So I played boys lacrosse for my first ever lacrosse encounter.
Really? You picked up a boys lacrosse stick?
Yep, everything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How early was that?
Kindergarten, so I was like 5th grade. But I knew about lacrosse because like my sister had done it. She was probably in like middle school at the time. My brother was just getting into it. So like I was just born and like it was like kind of like, all right, you're gonna play lacrosse.
Well, that's true because your siblings are older, like you said, so you kind of just followed in their footsteps. And I think something that's interesting that you said, because like we both grew up on Long Island, you in North Babylon, me in Islip, and like it's interesting that you said, because a lot of people think about, you know, Long Island lacrosse. It's a hotbed for the sport, right? It's just like here, it's Maryland. It's two of the biggest places for the sport. So when you say that there wasn't a girls team that young for you, sometimes it might be surprising to some of our listeners, and that kind of goes to show like what Long Island lacrosse is now, and then compared to like what it was maybe 15 years ago. So
yeah,
right. Sorry, I didn't mean to age you there.
No,
but
I like sometimes like going through it. I'm like, all right, Sermon is 5, 6, 7, and then I'm like, I'm 23 now.
Yeah,
It's insane.
you're old. You're an old lady.
Oh,
Welcome to it.
Yeah,
I know
I
you
know.
graduated college now, and this is all new for you, but like, welcome to the real world, girl. Okay, so really interesting like piece there. And then when did you switch over from boys lacrosse to girls lacrosse, or did you end up playing both at some point?
I think it was just a year like that, and then my dad started a program, and he really like recruited all of my friends pretty much. Actually, the girl that I started playing lacrosse with, she also played boys lacrosse, and my sophomore year, your senior year, yeah, senior year, 2 years older than me, passed away, and like, so reflecting back on that, it was just like so crazy to see like, I don't know, life in a way. But she was like one of the first ones to start up like that youth program with me.
It's really special.
Yeah, so it is special to me, like talking about that story and like my start, because she was there with me, and like stuff like that. And we always on her birthday, it's April 3rd. 2 games I've had on her birthday have always been career days for me.
Career days for you. Oh, that's really cool.
Isn't that weird?
No, it's not weird at all.
I just had to mention that because it's
no,
like,
I mean that's an incredible thing, because I like full on believe in that. And it's, you know, that's a really special thing, a really special full circle moment. You know, like obviously lacrosse was meant to be in your life in some sort of way, and so was shape. And that kind of like all connects, even if it's 15 years later, right?
Yeah. Actually,
like literally 15 years, which is what we just talked about. You're old. But that's really, really special. And like kind of tying back to like when you were younger and everything, was it just lacrosse for you, or was it multiple sports? I mean, I know you're a sick athlete, which we'll get into, but yeah, yeah, we'll get into that. But like, what other sports did you play? What do you think was like awesome about playing those sports, and then like tying it into being a lacrosse player too?
yeah, when I was younger, I played lacrosse, obviously, and then soccer and like CYO basketball. And they all were in different seasons. And when I was in that one season of the sport, like I didn't play the other sports. So I just focused on that one sport, which I think is beneficial, because I know now, especially lacrosse is like turning into an all year round kind of sport. And having that break from it in those seasons, like prepared me physically for it in different ways, but also made me like mentally look forward to it, not be like burnt out whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I do remember like when I did reach a point where I was like, okay, I like lacrosse so much better.
When was that?
Probably like 7th, 8th grade. I just started Y'all Jackets. It became like more serious for me. But I still played travel soccer. And I remember playing into my travel soccer practice with my mom one time. She's like, all right, see you later. And I just sat there and I was like,
no thanks.
I didn't get out of the car. She's like, you want to go home? I'm like, so like, you reach a point, but then I stopped travel soccer, but I still played soccer in school, like in high school and stuff. And then I made varsity for lacrosse in 7th grade. So middle school basketball season ran into high school lacrosse season. So in 8th grade, I tried out for JV basketball and I got cut. So then that stopped like my basketball career forever. But it also allowed me to say that I've never played a JV sport in my life.
Okay, so just straight to varsity. Love it. Like, it's a fun fact.
Humble brag.
My dad humble brag right there. I love that one.
Yeah, it's only because I got cut. It's not, so it's like cool, but like
I really tried to be there, but like,
but totally got cut.
It's a fun story.
Yeah.
I mean, fun fact with like a fun story behind it. You know, just a little humility right there.
Yeah. And then I ran winter track. So
when you got to high school.
Yep.
Okay, so you know, like you said, I think what you mentioned was really, really important. Like just about the different seasons, and that like your full energy and your full focus was, you know, in soccer season, in basketball season, and then, you know, in lacrosse season. And that gave you the opportunity to, one, like find your passion for lacrosse over the other sports, and then two, just like give yourself like that mental break. What else do you think, like on field, off field, maybe like leadership wise, teamwork wise, that you learned from other sports that you thought you brought into your lacrosse journey?
I mean, For soccer, from like 9th grade to varsity, 12th grade, sorry, not varsity, because I was on varsity. Just like, because when you go into it as a 9th grader, like you meet seniors who you've heard about and like you're terrified of, and they look so old to you and stuff, and then you go through the 4 years, and then now you're in that position, and you reflect back on, no matter what sport it is, like how you felt when you were a freshman, like kind of in that leadership role. As a senior now, like remembering those like overwhelming feelings of being like, okay, I'm scared, she's bigger than me, she's older than me, all this stuff, and like trying to make the younger girls comfortable, because in soccer, like I was a captain as well. And I just remember like I took it seriously, and I definitely got better by the time I was in my senior year.
Yeah.
But I just remember trying to like include everyone all the time and stuff, like pasta parties. Freaking miss pasta parties. Those
pasta parties were the best.
They're so much fun.
We should like put together a pasta party while we're here.
I mean, we're all in one place. Why?
We're on the same team.
Literally,
like, I drafted you. Let's have the pasta party here.
There's enough room.
209.
2 beds.
209 for those of you listening. That's where we're at. Yeah. So I think that's a really interesting thing too, because like I was going to ask about that, as well. Like we'll get into it a little bit more about like Stony Brook, but like that building process of like recognizing that, as you get older and as you get into like step into those leadership roles, even on different teams, like you said with other sports, like you recognize that it's not so much even just on the field stuff, it's the off the field stuff too. But I think that's really, really cool that you think about that kind of stuff, like connecting from soccer into lacrosse. And then I know something something else that is kind of like important to your journey is obviously we talked about your sister and your siblings and everything like that, but your parents as well have always been like a huge support system for you. And just, just like everything, right? So, and I know them personally. So I would love for you to, talk about what they've meant to like your journey as an athlete and everything, even from when you were a little girl.
I mean, they were my number one supporters. Like, how it feels of like, it was probably crazy with you and Taryn being so close in age, and like your parents having to like, well, you both played Del Dark, so I don't really know.
Go back and forth. There were some tournaments we had to like split up. Dad came with me. Mom went with Taryn.
I can see that.
Yeah, you see that. Most people can.
But like I had the privilege of like having both my parents really go to everything because of me and my siblings' age difference. My brother's 5 years older than me, and there was really no travel across that he played. So summers he had off, and I was like really jealous of him. But my parents went to every tournament with me, off the field, like had given me every opportunity I could ever ask for, like, and literally invested so much into the sport. I mean, we could probably own 12 lacrosse unlimiteds by now. But like my dad was my first coach ever, and he set that foundation of like preaching hard work. Never about skill, never about talent. Like work hard and good things like will follow. And I think I carried that with me for my whole career. But just off the lacrosse field, like we have a basement gym, and I mean he's built this thing up to be like an incredible, like
it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, like sometimes I look at these things and I'm like, how the heck? I got that custom made. I'm like, yeah, I could tell it's like welded together. But like just being like my strength trainer, like putting me through workouts and like speed, and like I grew up thinking like people are going to like the turf field at 6 a.m. like it was normal. Like that was normal. Like squatting 135 pounds in 6th grade was normal. Because like I was just there. I just grew up, and like then I go to college and I find out like girls hadn't been lifting for so long, and this was their first time experiencing like the weightlifting process and everything. So just like the preparation that he had like prepared me for, like just like he knew what to expect and like put me through it. And like there definitely has been times where like me and him have butted heads, but it's just because I'm like him. But my mom, she didn't play really any sports, but she is a great fan.
Yes, she is a great fan. And I'm sure she's your number one fan.
Oh my God, like sick to her stomach. Before every game, she had this fan club at Stony Brook.
Oh boy.
When she would sit next to Sydney Gagnon's mom.
Okay.
And every time after I scored, she would high five everyone around her. And she got to know the women around her, and they didn't have any kids on the team, and like they just came because they were fans and because of my mom. And like the first few games when like we couldn't have fans, and then like when fans started coming in.
Oh, this year because of COVID?
Yeah, like and you couldn't come in unless your name was on the list. Like she was like, oh my god, I missed them. And then like towards the end of the season they started letting like public fans in, and they came back, and she was so excited. Like so excited that like because it was like the last few games where she could do that with them.
Yeah. Aw.
But yeah.
What was this fan club called?
I don't know.
The Ally Kennedy fan club. Can I join?
I mean, she would just sit there and they'd follow, like filing behind her, and she'd be like, yeah, like screaming the whole time.
But isn't that the best, right? Like your dad has pushed you to be your best, right? And your mom is just there for like she's there for the support, and you couldn't do it without either of them. You know, like
it's like a good balance.
Exactly. Even if it's complete opposite, just like you said, it's a great balance. And you know, I've always been able to tell, right? Like we played a lot of games together, and they're always in the stands, and they're always there. And like you said, you played with Tewaaraton on Yellow Jackets growing up too, so I always knew that they were at all your tournaments. So you know, it's really incredible that you have that kind of support system, being able to be right behind you no matter what. So I mean, obviously, why we're friends? It's because we went to study together. So let's get into that.
The only reason
I actually would never talk to you if we didn't. No, I'm just kidding.
Stony Brook.
But yeah, like you said, you started recognizing that lacrosse was going to be serious for you like 7th, 8th grade, which, you know, before all the recruiting rules, like then within the next couple of years, you got to like really get serious about, hey, do I want to get recruited to play and continue on my journey? And then so like when you get to that age, maybe it's 9th, 10th grade, like do you see your sister Corey playing at Stony Brook, and that's what kind of brought you to Stony Brook? What was your recruiting process like, and those thoughts going through your head?
My recruiting process was kind of difficult. I wasn't getting like looked at by like any like highly ranked schools, and that's fine. Like I knew my skill level at that point, and you're so young, you're in 10th grade, like
so much time for development.
Yeah, I haven't reached my peak by any means. Like I'm going to be a completely different player by my senior year. But it's hard to look past that. And this is when like my recruiting process was like also at the peak of like social media. And I would see girls on my Yellow Jackets team like posting pictures of them at Notre Dame or Florida or something, and I'd be like, we're at UNC, and I'm like, yeah. I'm not getting that same kind of love, and it was tough. But what led me to Stony Brook, I grew up pretty much in the stadium. My sister, it was however old you are in college playing, like 18 to 22. So I was 11 to like 13. So, and by that time, like Stony Brook was really nothing. And I grew up going to a women's lacrosse game, not even paying attention. Sorry, Corey. But
Corey. I promise I was paying attention somewhat.
Yeah, like they weren't even like winning the America East, like not even making playoffs. So, not that it was brutal to watch, but I got to know like the university, and I had a connection there. So why would I not want to go there? And then when they were like the first bigger lacrosse school to reach out to me, I went on a visit, met Coach Spallina, and at the time, Caitlin DeFelice, she was the one who recruited me.
Yep, me too.
And fun fact, there you go. I know, I'm so sad that she left like the summer before I got it. I was like, well,
she's crushing it at Q
stuff. So proud of her, so happy for her. But seeing the like advancements that Stony Brook made since I was there last, because I don't know, there's probably like a good like time gap where like I haven't gone to the stadium or whatever, and then also hearing like the visions and dreams that you know that you were sold on as well, that like Coach preached to us that we saw come true, which is really cool. But yeah, my recruiting process, although it was different, I'm very proud and like happy that it worked out the way it did. And fun fact, did you know me and Taryn committed on the same day?
No.
She committed to Towson, and I committed to Stony Brook on the same day.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're full of fun facts. This is gonna be our fun fact episode. Like things I should just probably know, but I just don't. Wow, that's a fun one, right? And then you ended up going to Stony Brook together anyway.
I know, I texted her like when I heard like the rumors, and she was like, no. And then like a week later,
she's like, yes.
Yeah, she's like, I'm sorry, I just couldn't say yes. Like, it's Like, I'm so excited.
Let's room together. And you did eventually. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, I think something that's important that you said about like your recruiting process is that like someone might look at you now and be like, oh yeah, she was definitely like recruited by the top schools. You know, she's on the national team. She's a pro lacrosse player now. She's got all these accolades at Stony Brook. And, you know, you look back to it, like you said, there's a lot of different pressures going on. You've never gone through the recruiting process before. Like, first of all, no one ever has when they go through it. And I think that's something that we forget. Like everyone feels like they should know what they're doing when they go through it. No one's ever done it before.
It's
like,
so scary. I actually had to call a few coaches
to say
this is a horror story. Like, I reflect back on it, I'm like, that is so embarrassing. So Ohio State called me and I missed their call, so I called them back and they didn't answer, obviously. And I left a voicemail and my dad was standing right in front of me and I'm so nervous. And I didn't mention my name, didn't give him my cell phone number. And I'm like, all right, I'm just calling back, okay, bye. And my dad looks at me and goes, you need to call them back and apologize for the message you just left. So I called them back again, they didn't answer again. And I'm like, hi, I just left the message before. It's Ally Kennedy. You can reach me at so-and-so. I'm so sorry for the last one. Like, it's brutal. It was so intimidating.
Well, and you like mentioned it. Yes, it's intimidating. You're a 15-year-old girl, and this is the first time you're probably making like those big phone calls to coaches.
Like, get scared ordering food over the phone.
You know, so I think like if we have young listeners out there that are watching this, like you're not alone in that feeling, you know, definitely not alone in that feeling. We all went through it too. And then also something that you mentioned too is like that everybody has their own journey. Like everybody's got their own little process, and whether people are super interested in you all over, or they're not, like your home is going to find you. And I think that goes to show for both of us. That's something we have similar in our stories. And if somebody and their staff and a place and like everything's just calling to you and you really never even thought about it before, until it kind of pops up, just keep your options open and your mind open and like try not to compare. Like, and I think that's something else that you said that's really important, especially now, like social media just started then, right? Like where it started to become big and you would look to your left and to your right and scroll through and see this and that and like compare yourself and compare your journey. And it's 100 times worse now in that sense. So just again, try to remember like everybody's got their own time frame. Everybody's got their own journey. And the last thing that you want to do is compare yourself to somebody else because again, like you said, your home is out there and it might be 25 minutes from your actual home.
Like when you know, I was sitting in Cabo Fresh after my recruiting process. And I was sitting there and I was like this. I smile ear to ear. My dad's like, is this it? And I'm like, I think so. Like, this is it. Like, it's an awesome feeling. I remember that feeling. And like calling him back and be like, let's do it. And he's so excited. But your home is out there. You're right with that.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like, it's a tough feeling to like, because it's something that you're looking for and you're yearning for, but like you don't know how to find. Yeah. But just remember, it's gonna like it will be there. All right, so you get to Stony Brook. You're a freshman. I myself am a junior.
Scary.
So scary. All right, so you're a freshman with my sister Taryn, a whole awesome freshman group. We are, you know, for reference, this was what year was this?
2016.
16 going into 17. Yeah. Right. So
so long ago.
Stop reminding people of our age.
It feels like yesterday.
It does feel like yesterday. But we were doing, you know, we started to, like you said, like the kind of like evolution of Stony Brook in the program. Like we were starting to do some really special things. And by the time you guys came in, we were like super pumped up about your class. You, Taryn, you know, you guys just had like an awesome, like it was our first recruiting class that was like, hey, they're actually going to be pretty good. Like, let's go. Like, you know, and then we're going to add into like what we've been trying to build, right? It might be this next step, which is exactly what happened. But that's from my perspective. What was your perspective, like going in as a freshman and, you know, coming into this team and like excited, obviously, like it's finally your chance.
I was so excited to be there. But I feel like I was a different person
than you are now.
Yeah, for sure.
Why do you say that?
Like, obviously you come into college, you're going to be immature and like think like, oh, like I was recruited to play here. Like I'm going to just have a part of this team. And it's like off the field, everyone is your friend. Everyone's your best friend. And like you love each other, which is great. But then on the field, like how it should be is like it's a competition. That's how good teams get better.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, whoa. Like, why don't I have the ball all the time? Why am I not going to goal all the time? Like, and then like kind of finding your role in that way and getting to know people, like players' tendencies, like where they like to dodge from, how to not get in their way, when to cut. Like, it's a learning process for skill for yourself, but also like IQ wise and like a faster paced game, like by 100.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing that you hear too, is like going from high school to college is like 9 times faster, and just adjusting to that, like you said, while also trying to take on a new role that you might not have had, you know, in your high school team where you were doing everything. And then, you know, I think that's something important to note, because people probably see like, you know, junior, senior, and super senior Ally Kennedy, super senior Ally Kennedy, where you're just crushing records and things like that, right? And everything almost looks like it comes easy, but like it doesn't come easy, right? And like, can you talk to like, you know, about kind of just that journey of what your dad instilled in you, right? And then that push from Coach Spalina and that push from everything else going on, like when you got there as a freshman and up until, you know, that stardom that everybody saw.
Yeah, it was tough. Like, it was a hard transition, because like you said, like I was at my high school, like, which everyone going to a top program is like the kid.
Yeah.
Like, you were the whole program. And then kind of being like humbled and taken back and be like, okay, like now I have to earn everything. And then I rely on like what my dad taught me of like, just put your head down, work hard. And like, there were times where like, I guess you could say like my ego or like my pride wanted to be like, but no, I want to be the star right away. And like, that's not realistic. And I know like people have trouble like being a role player at first, but like being a role player and doing your job prepares you for when like the bright lights are on. Like, I remember being pretty much the transition kid. Like, my freshman and like sophomore year, like my job was to like get the ball from defense, sprint all the way down, and create a fast break for easy goals. Like, that was my job, and I loved that. And I knew like between the 30s is where my game was gonna thrive. And then like going to my junior year, like we lost you, we lost Murph, we lost like all of our scoring pretty much besides like me and Taryn. And like the year, I'm pretty sure I had like 40 goals my sophomore year, because again, I was that transition kid. So then I had to be like, all right, now I actually have to do that and score. And like, it was a big jump, but it was something I was ready for because of, you know, the role that I played leading up to it, and like being able to experience like leaders and scorers like you and Murph, and like seeing Taryn grow in that same thing because she was working with you guys, and like having her on the back side of the cage and me on the front, like it actually helped. Like I know that year we had like our first regular season loss in 3 years. We had like 4 of them, which is like obviously what's gonna happen when you lose like star power like you guys.
Yes, but yeah, I think that's such a really like, I love that you put that way, because I don't think, first of all, I don't think me and you have ever had this conversation before, so it's really, really cool that we're doing it and on Zoom, you know, and like also just for this podcast. But like, I love the way that you put that, because I think like one, what I just took from that is that it didn't happen overnight.
Oh no.
And that's probably the hardest part and the hardest thing to swallow, like especially when you look back on it, and especially when you put yourself back in like freshman Ally's shoes. That's probably the last thing that you wanted to hear. It was like, okay, this is gonna take some time, like find your role, and then eventually it's gonna like be the place. And that's a tough pill to swallow, but like
it was so tough.
It's also the most respectful. Like, I'm sitting in my shoes right now. That's the most respectful pill to swallow.
This is my mom's favorite story ever.
Okay, but please, fun fact queen over here. Give me some stories.
So she would always tell me, like, and my dad as well, like, your hard work is gonna pay off. Your hard work's gonna pay off. And that transition year, like freshman, sophomore year, but it was tough. It was really tough. And I remember coming home and like them asking about lacrosse, and like I'm getting upset because I care so much and I was so passionate about it, and I'm like some days were tough for me, and my mom would just be like, it's okay, like your hard work's gonna pay off. And like I'm sobbing, I look at her and I go, when will it pay off? And like looking back now, I'm like, that is hysterical, because like she was right. And like now I'm looking back, I'm like, it's paying off. Like, yeah. And there's sometimes where I find myself, I'm like, all right, keep working hard. Yeah. And, like, you get to see it through. but we laugh about it all the time because of me just being
because of that one day where you're like, when? Oh my God, that's amazing. Probably like so dramatic.
So dramatic, like tears streaming down my face. My mom's like trying not to laugh at me.
She's like, I promise, I think it's gonna work.
when I asked her, she like just didn't answer. She's like, I don't know, but soon. Like crossing her fingers.
Oh my gosh, and that's why she's got the fan club, right? Like
that's why she started high-fiving
random people, and now she's best friends with them.
Yep.
No, that's a really special story, and I think that like a lot of young players and you know, even older players like myself can take things from that because like, and this is something that we'll get into in a second, but you know, like we talked about the transition from high school to college and what that's like, but then graduate college, you finally reach that point that you want to reach, right? Over those course of that 5 years at Stony Brook, reach that point personally as a player and as a leader that you want to be at. And then, oh, it's over. Let's start all over again, kind of thing. And like that is something like, you know, like I can relate to you with. And it's difficult, and it's something that like I'm gonna take a lot from what you just said and take it into my own personal journey. So thank you for that, Captain Ally. Okay, so let's like, I know like there are struggles, there are ups, there are downs in anybody's journey, and we kind of just talked a little bit about the downs and like the hard stuff, but let's talk about the highs and the fun stuff. And like, okay, like we spent how many years together at Stony Brook? 2, and then I coached you for 1.5.
The fact that it was only 2 blows my mind because it felt like
well,
I was
you
there
also
with
keep
you.
following me around in
Yeah,
every
sorry.
hotel room again.
I'm like text you about like as if you're still my captain. I'm like, hey, what time are you leaving today? Are you wearing this? Like, can you drive me?
I hope to God that I'm 45 and you're still sending me those text messages. Maybe not about like playing days,
Yeah.
but like, hey, are you going to this like event? Yeah, I'll be there. Okay, cool. Can I get a ride?
Like 8:30, right? You're showing up at 8:30.
That was literally your text last night.
That's what I said. It was fresh in my mind.
But like I love that. Like, and I think that's, you know, those are those like, I don't know about you, but like that's our team, you know, and that's like the stuff that we have still. Like
I'll always look at you like that.
yeah, and you know, I'll always look at you like you're a little freshman, and like, or even like my senior year when you were a sophomore, and like just stepping on the scene and absolutely crushing it, you know, that year and like doing really special things for us. Like I always think about you in our BC game, senior year, which like breaks my heart to talk about because it was my last game of my career. But that was when it was you, you know, like you had like what 5-6 goals in that game. Like you took over when me and Murph couldn't do a thing. Like that's when you had to realize like it was like, okay, it's my, you know, it's like I gotta be a leader of this team, and that's like a really special thing. And like I remember, obviously it was like tough in the moment, but I remember like watching that happen and being like, this is gonna be pretty cool to watch over the next couple of years when she's still here. So cool, full circle thing. But like, let's take our listeners back to like our times at Stony Brook, like that. Like what do you think of when you think of our times at Stony Brook? Like locker room memories, like a certain tradition or something, or maybe like a random day or a trip or something that you always think about that you would want to share with our listeners.
Like with me and you specifically?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
Just in general.
I mean, I know it's like posted all over social media now, like the Mountain High Enough.
Mm-hmm.
You were there for that, right?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
us.
I was just making sure.
We started that. That was 2017.
It was, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Is when you guys got there. It was that year.
Okay, yeah.
Remember,
I was
we,
make sure.
like we said, like I wasn't just saying it when you guys got there that freshman year, but we felt something special happening. And that was that year that we started it.
That was
2017.
That
was
year
like
and the
Dor
year.
and
Yeah.
Guido and Volpe and Brooke and all of them were
Just, like,
seniors.
great people, but like that, it gets like posted on social media now, but like that song literally gives me chills now.
Yeah.
Like I used to sing that song for chorus in 8th grade, like nothing to me. But like now
Can
I
we just
hear it.
can we just pause? Like,
Wait, I actually tried out for a solo. Didn't get it.
what song did you sing?
That song. I swear to God.
Josephine, if you're watching this, please
Next time, hand me the
clip
mic.
this up. Oh my God, what's going on my computer?
Full,
Okay.
They're talking about another full circle.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So ain't no mountain high enough.
Yeah.
No, didn't work out for chorus, but worked out in the Stony Brook locker room.
Yeah, and like it gives me chills. Like when I hear it, like when this is so sad, but when our season was canceled, me and Sydney Gagnon, we were roommates at the time, crying because our season was canceled, played the song, and we're like, ah!
Like, no, but that's so special because it
Yeah.
shows how much like one song means to like and takes you back into that like those moments.
And like I loved it was like a thing that we did. Well, I don't know why I started to do it. My junior year is when they played it after we went like the America East, and I would take the trophy and like dance in the middle.
Yeah.
Like that's also like one of my favorite things. I just feel like there's so many trips and stuff where like you look back and there's so many memories, but like in the moment, like you're like, again, like move on.
Yeah.
And now you're reflecting and you're like, wow, remember this trip when we did this? But we were so lucky to have like coaches and like a coaching staff that like we could go out to dinner and like it was someone's birthday every night.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's a fun one.
Little
I forgot
things,
about that
but
one.
like and like embarrassed. So like
And for listeners, it wasn't actually
Yeah, no,
somebody's
it's never their
birthday. We
birthday.
just the coaching staff picked somebody on our team
or the
to,
bus
like,
driver.
or the bus driver at some points, right? On our team to like surprise with the birthday cake or whatever the restaurant gave out, and like the whole team would sing to them. But you never knew whose birthday it was gonna be. But usually they ask like, and that's the cool part too, is like going from like freshman to like captain, right? Like usually they ask the captain or put you guys in a group chat and like be like, all right, whose birthday should it be today? And you'd be like, oh well, so and so had a really bad day, so let's give it to her, you know, like that kind of moments. Like those are special too.
Specific games. I mean, like you weren't here, which is sad, but like the JMU win when that.
I was on the sideline.
Yeah, you were. But like that, like whole year was tough, and like it led up because we'd go down and then we'd be like we'd never been down before in a game, and then like not being able to handle that adversity, and then it all like coming together and like winning in overtime was like a really cool feeling.
That was probably one of our first, if only, overtime wins too.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think about like really close games that we've had. And, like
I think any really close wins that we would have were just like regular time wins, regulation time.
not like
No OT, like
Winner
game
go
winner,
home.
where like you hit the scoring winning shot and then you just celebrate. But yeah, that was what? Rain at Beretta, right?
yeah.
That was a pretty sweet shot. That was awesome. And then that was the bus driver.
Yes, it was. He picked Coach up and
Yeah,
like that.
the bus driver
Yeah.
came out on the field, picked coach up, and it went viral.
Yeah, that was
a great game.
those are fun. That was a fun time. Like that, just like the culture of our team was like, that was like all time high.
Yeah.
Because like that year we were losing and like no one really expected us to win, and then we did.
Yeah.
And it was like a change from like the years before. It's like everyone expected us to win, and like winning was fun, but it felt like
It was expected.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a different thing. And like I think to your point, I think Stony Brook like we thrive under the like nobody expects
Yeah.
us to win. So like getting back into that mindset was probably really special, I'm sure. All right. So I mean, I guess we're gonna talk about this too, but like any specific me and you moments that you can think of?
I was thinking of a couple.
Okay. I'm just exiting out of some things here. Go ahead. Don't embarrass me too much here.
Let's see.
Our parents are listening to this probably, most likely.
It's all like wholesome content, like all good stuff. Well, game situation stuff. My like all-time favorite ever play was against Towson at home,
Okay.
and it's like burned into my memory.
I
It was
know what you're thinking.
also the longest I've ever like.
Ran.
Yeah, there's a ground ball like all the way in the opposite corner, and it was like late in the game, and everyone was just like, "Go!" and like I was hauling my butt down the field, and like I don't know how I got that second burst of energy, but like, you know, like when you run and you feel like someone's right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I was running, but no one was behind me, and I ran literally all the way to the 12, past you, shot, score, and it was actually a close game at that point.
It was.
It's always a close game in Towson.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I don't know, was there like a minute or something left? The game ends. We like hug each other, and like that picture, like you know what I'm saying? About?
I do.
We both
I
had
know
our
exactly.
mouthpieces in, we're like-
Yeah. Mouthpieces in,
I look
full
like I'm 12.
smiles. My arms wrapped around you, and we're both running towards coach, and then
Yeah.
he engulfed both of us in one big hug. It's like a series of pictures, and yeah, it's one of my favorite pictures too. Because like you said, it was like, I mean, I remember your run down the field, and I remember saying to myself, like, you better catch this and finish this. She literally just picked that up on the opposite end line, like, and you're just hanging out by the crease, Kylie. Like, so, but like, I don't know, it was like those special moments. Like, I remember that one, like exactly. Those
But, like,
moments.
It was cool for me because like going back to like talking about like that role player and like being acknowledged by like the biggest star in the team, like we couldn't have done this without you and like without your hustle. Like what you didn't say anything really to me, you just wrapped your arm around me, and in that moment I'm like I helped, like I did my job and we won. And then seeing coach and him being like validating, you both killed it. I was like, okay, this, like I love my job.
Yeah.
And like years to come, like my job might be different, it might look different, but like right now this is my job. I'm giving it my all. Like that was like kind of like a turning point for me because it was so rewarding. Like I still look forward to like, I mean, I got some years on these legs, but like and miles definitely, but I look forward to like getting the ball and sprinting down the field because I know like that's like
part of your job.
Yeah, that's as a midfielder and like.
Yeah, but like that's how you, and I think that's a really cool way to put it. Like it was rewarding in that moment, and like when you see it being rewarding like that, like, and it's like, wow, I want to do this all the time.
Yeah.
Like even if like beforehand I looked at it as something that might have been a chore. Like now
exactly.
it's a rewarding thing because I know that I'm helping my team out and what they need.
And then I don't know if you know this. This might be another fun fact unless you do know.
Okay.
Your stuff. I forgot it was UMBC when you broke the records, right? Didn't you break both of them that game?
Yes.
No big deal. The points one.
Yeah.
I think I assisted you on
You
that.
did.
Did you know that?
I did.
Yes, and it was like the coolest.
And I was 1,000% in the crease, but it's okay.
It didn't count it.
Yeah, I actually got up, looked at the ref, and the ref was like. But then, like, fun fact about that one exactly, like literally the next play, like, and we'll go back to that play in a second, but the next play, I roll dodge, completely landed in the crease. The ref calls me in the crease and goes, listen, I had to call one of them. It was so funny. I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. But no, I completely remember that play, obviously, but I also remember like same exact situation, like you just booking it up the field. Like we had a big turnover, like up on the restraining line. It was like an overpass.
Yeah.
And I was up by the restraining line looking for the like backup, and it kind of was rolling out of bounds. I dove for it to go out of bounds, and the girl pushed me from behind. So, like, they got the call, but that was when free movement was a thing. So as Mac was picking up the ball on the sideline, I busted my butt down the field because I was like, all right, this could be fun, like whatever. So I busted my butt down the field. Mac passed it to you, and you were just, or maybe to Sammy and then to you, and then you were just like, zoom. And as you were going, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna cut across, and Ally's gonna hit me, and we'll see what happens. And like, I just remember the video of it. I remember the moment of it, but like you were pumped, like both your hands went in the
I was
air.
jumping. Like,
yeah, jumping. You were just like, you came over and you're like, thank you. like you know, just like moments like that. But I love those moments. Like you said, the on field, the off field, like just stuff that'll stick with us forever and makes what we're doing here and like beyond, even though we're not, on the Stony Brook team anymore, which sad. I know that's new for you, but it's 3 years out for me. And
I'm still going back in August. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's fine because I still go back too. So like it's been 3 years for me. But like I think that just makes, obviously our time spent there and like we've been talking about all the struggles, all the like hard days, like if they're there, they're most likely going to be there for everybody, one way or another. It makes it all worth it. So, super grateful to be out here with you doing it again. We're gonna be doing some of that this weekend. Team Gold, baby. Okay. So, we kind of talked about a little bit about like our leadership journey and your leadership journey in particular. And just, we talked about it a little bit with like you going from a freshman to a senior star, and at Stony Brook, same thing. You talked about it like in high school with soccer too, just like involving everybody on and off the field. It felt like a big thing. What do you think is like one of your biggest, like if you were to explain or describe yourself as a leader now? Like every leader is different. I think that's what's really cool. Like every leader has like unique qualities. Like what do you think is like your strong suit as a leader?
I think like,
because I got something for you, but I want to hear
for
it.
me.
Yeah.
I definitely like as years gone on, like while being captain, I found my voice, but I always like hung my hat on and like leading by example.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, like it took a while. Like that was the hard part about being captain. Like you were a very good vocal captain and like talking and like obviously by example as well because you did everything amazing. But love you.
Yeah, I see that.
No, but I'm being serious. Like you had to piece of like leadership that I struggled with, which was like the vocal part of like bringing everyone in. And like I'm a very emotional, passionate person, and I think that shows on the field. So like when I was getting like my ear chewed off by like coach, like I brought it in, I kind of let that emotion like take place, and not like point fingers or like be like yell at everyone, but kind of be like stern and like, we need to do this. Like you were so good at reading his vibes, bringing us in, and like calming down.
It's not easy.
No, I know. I couldn't do it. Like
Yes, you can. And you have.
I have, but then there are points where I'm like, I've never seen you break. I've broke before. I've never seen you break.
Wow.
You might have like.
We were talking about it the other day. Cry in the shower. Cry in the shower.
Your own like world, but like you always had that cool, calm, collected face on, and you still do when we talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And like literally, I could be set off like that.
Yeah, but I think that, like you said, like that's the kind of player you are, though, and that's why you're so passionate about like making things happen out on the field. And you know what I mean, like making those plays and making those like dirty hustle plays, like that doesn't happen without you being like super emotional and like it be meaning everything to
like
you.
A psycho.
No, but like in the best way, right? Like you need that. And like you said, and this is what I was gonna say about your leadership qualities, is like not everybody has to be a vocal leader. Like most teams need somebody who's going to go out there and just like put their head down, do the dirty work, and like people are going to look around and be like, wow, I'm not doing that. I should probably start because Ally's crushing it. She's doing everything. And I'm standing over here and I'm not doing much to add to my team's like chemistry or add to my team's success in any sort of way. So like, I got to be doing what she's doing. And that's what you see. Like you see so many people following your example. And that's why you were a great captain at Stony Brook.
Thanks. I like loves being a captain.
Yeah.
Like being able to learn from like you and your class, and then like be captain with Taryn and like kind of see a little bit of you and her, and like I'm like, oh my god, full circle. But it's just cool because like you said, every leader is different. Like I got to watch you lead, and then I got to be a leader with Mac and Carrie and Carly, and like they were all like very similar, as like no one had a voice.
Mm-hmm.
And when they did have a voice, it was like an emotional rant. And I'm like, okay, we need to.
Yeah.
But that was that year where we like were
struggling a little bit. Yeah.
And find that. At the end, we kind of got ourselves together and like figured it out.
And I think what you guys ended up doing there was that you all found like your strength in being captains, and then like played into it. And like when you put that all together, which I think is what's great about Stony Brook too, is that there's like 4 or 5 captains every year. So like using, like you said, like one's a work by example, one's a vocal, one's a like sideline guy, like what stuff like that. And like when you put it all together, it's like, that's what's gonna, those are your leaders.
And we were all brand new captains. Like usually you have like a captain that like has been there before, and like all the other captains follow.
Mm-hmm.
But we were all brand new. So like no one knew.
Yeah, and that's gonna take a season, which is great. And like whatever, like let's peak at the end, right? If we're gonna peak anywhere, let's peak in May. So yeah, I think that's definitely something like young listeners can think about too, is like whether you're a leader or not on a team, like whether you're named a captain or not on a team, I think that's something to strive for, is like leading by example.
Yeah.
Or just like being the one who shows up early, or being the one who stays after and gets extra reps, being the one that like you still do this, are worried about getting to the field on time. Like not everybody's like that. No, but that's because you're used to like you want to be there at the right time. You want to make sure that you're ready so that you're prepared, so that whoever's following in your example is doing the same.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of like your leadership to it. I know it sounds funny, but it's like that's exactly what it is.
It's just like so
ingrained
in my head.
Exactly. It's ingrained in you, and that's like why you are the player that you are, because those leadership qualities kind of turn over to that. So what do you think, like, and I think a lot of inspiration comes from like people around you and everything like that, but who do you think are some mentors or like maybe like pro athletes or things that you followed in your journey that have like kind of inspired your leadership qualities, or things that you've kind of taken out of that? Maybe it's books that you've read or documentaries you've watched or things like that.
I remember watching a documentary on was it the 98 soccer team that won it all?
99.
Mm-hmm. And I was always a big Mia Hamm fan. Like always loved her. Like if I could meet one professional athlete, it'd be her. And like, I'm obsessed with her. So Mia, if you're watching,
I'll let
this,
her know. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, is it?
I don't know her. Don't
Please give
weird.
me your number. I'll harass her.
You think I have Mia Ham's phone number?
I don't know. You meet some cool people.
Mia, if you're out there,
If you're subscribed, to
send
this
us
and
your
watch,
digits.
Please come on. We'd love to have you. Kylie would love to have you.
We would love to have you.
Just waiting. Anyways, now I'm a co-host. Of this.
Yeah, I see that. Now I'm your manager. Okay. You're hired.
Okay, yes. Mia Hamm. And what really like, I was little watching this, and it would like, there was like a group of them on the field like sitting, and they're older, so this came out like after that, after they won it all, and they would like reflect back on like their journey and like watching it, like, and it would like show clips and stuff, and Mia was like getting a lot of the attention. Like she'd be in press conferences and like get like signing autographs and stuff, which is like really cool. But she, as in like older, like years past and like reflecting on it, she got emotional talking to her teammates about like missing out on like the team stuff that was going on the bus and in the locker room, and she was like doing all like the press stuff, and she's like, I missed out on those memories, and like just seeing her priorities was like really cool. And like she's a team first player, no matter how much publicity she's getting.
Yeah.
Like she was like always in the back of her mind. She's like, I wish I was with my team right now, and like I was doing this with my team.
Press conferences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I'm like, wow.
That's a really special thing. I've never like seen that or heard that. That's really cool. I love that.
Love her.
Love her. Also, if you're listening, Mia, we love you. Cough, cough.
You just shaped my whole childhood and like the person I am today.
I mean, this transitions us perfectly because I mean, you're talking about the U.S. soccer team, obviously with Mia Hamm, and you know, obviously you're a training team member on Team USA, and that's the one thing that you want to chase in this next year is making that World Cup roster, and I'm right alongside you with that, which is again full circle moment, really special. We're teammates again. But I mean, what does it mean for you, like to wear that Team USA jersey and all that?
I mean, so much, everything. When I wear it, like when we like are playing games and stuff, and I don't care, I could wear that jersey. I could wear it every single day of my life, and I hear the national anthem, I will still get emotional.
Yeah.
Just because it's so much more than myself in that moment, so much more than lacrosse. It's like advocating for women's sports all over the world, like inspiring like the next generation and everything, and like representing a whole country. What's cooler than that? Yeah.
And I think like just to go back to what you're talking about, like obviously it's been something that has been a dream of yours forever when you grow up watching Mia Hamm, right? And to be able to do it in a sport that like that we're just so passionate about, that's given us so many opportunities, is also really, really special too. And I love that you mentioned like the national anthem moment too, because you and I were talking about that on our drive home from the last training camp. You're driving home and they sent us a Google Drive of all of our pictures from the weekend and stuff like that. And there was a picture of every single player during the national anthem, and like, you know, hand on the heart and other hand on, you know, your teammate's shoulder, and just like whatever was going on in your head in that moment. And like you saw yourself like, and you looked at me and you go, I've literally always wanted a picture of myself like this. And like, I looked at you, I was like, yes, same. Like, you know, cause you always, there have been a lot of national anthems, you know, like that you played, like that have played before games. And I don't know about you, but like I can't stop my feet from moving because I just get the jitters. And
I was literally just gonna say the whole time. I have to stand up and show you.
Please do.
So it's like, you know, like the national anthem, it's like, oh my God, I'm like drawing a blank. I literally go with the beat with my knees.
Yeah.
Like the whole time.
100%. My feet are doing the same thing.
And then my heart's like, and I'm like, but that's besides that.
But
yeah.
I mean, in the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like it would happen before Stony Brook games, but I think like you said, right, like when you're wearing the uniform and you're wearing the flag on your arm, and like the flag is blowing in the wind, and you're doing it alongside everybody who's also representing the country, it's the most special thing in the world. So
it's so cool.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to bring that up, but I'm just excited to continue this journey with you over the next year. Whatever ends up happening, it's really cool to be able to see you out there on the field together and like have some of those moments together, like, and just whether it's, you know, a pass to a goal or whether it's just like having a good little moment like the Towson game, like over the shoulder moment, or
which I don't know if you remember, but I think it was the Fall Classic like 2 years ago. we were playing Canada.
Yep.
And I picked off a pass, sprinted down the field.
100-yard sprint.
Yep.
This is becoming a theme.
It really is. Just 100-yard dash like the whole time. Pass to like Sam Puzo.
Yeah.
You made like a sick like diving goal catch.
I don't even remember that, but I do remember your celebration again.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah,
like thank you.
Thank you so much. You came up and I like fell on the ground to score because, you know, apparently that's all I do these days. But you came over, you literally wrapped my arm up, you picked me up, you like just hugged me. I was like, what is going on?
So excited.
Yeah, but we get to have more of those moments, which is really, really special. All right, we're getting to the end of this episode here, but tell me a little bit about Ally off the field. Throwing you for a loop here, I added this in, but Ally off the field, you're a dog mom.
Yeah.
What are some of your hobbies? What do you like to do outside of sports?
Well, like you said, I'm a mother to a 4-legged friend. His name is Rocky. He's a boxer. He's a year and a half old. He takes up most of my time when I'm not playing lacrosse. But other things that I like to do, I like to surf. I haven't done any surfing this summer though because the summer's been like so crazy. But last year was like the most I've ever gone. And like I've been doing it, like I went to a camp for it like in 8th grade. And like I wasn't so serious about it. I had the same foam board since like 8th grade to like last summer because I finally like made my first big girl purchase and like bought a board. And like I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
It's so thrilling. Like it's like boring, but like when you're out there and like it's frustrating at times and then you catch a wave and you're like, holy crap, like let's keep going.
Everything's worth
You
it.
just like chase that.
And then all of a sudden you're out there for hours.
Yeah, you're like, oh, 3 hours have gone by and my hands are literally
We just found more things we can do together if we don't spend enough time together.
Yeah. Okay.
6-hour drives home from Maryland. The last 3 weeks straight.
Those are my favorite drives.
We just blast big booty mix on repeat. We see how many big booty mixes we can get in while we're sitting in traffic, and that's how we measure time.
Yeah.
Because they're usually around an hour long. So
Did we do like 3 or 4 last time? Then we started listening to those weird remixes. The closer we got to home, the weirder the music got.
Please don't bring that up.
Okay, sorry.
Oh man. Okay. We're gonna go into our inspiration piece here. So, one piece of advice that someone who's a mentor in your life has given you, or something that they've said that will always stick with you.
I mean, it's really cliche, and like you hear it all the time. But like the like work hard beats talent when talent doesn't work hard kind of thing. That is literally me. I'm not the most skilled, I know that. Still like my left hand needs some work. Still like tune that bad boy up. But
Can help you there.
yeah. Mrs. Lefty over here.
Yeah. I'm married to the lefty.
Oh,
here.
sorry. Would it still be Miss Lefty?
Yeah. Right? Wouldn't Mrs. be
Mrs. Kennedy? Miss Kennedy?
Yeah.
But when I think of
Your
Miss,
mom is Mrs. Kennedy. You're Miss Kennedy. Whatever. We'll
Okay.
save this for off air.
Miss.
Where did I have to tell you about yesterday? That the White House was in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I didn't know that was it. I still am so confused by that whole thing.
Okay, we got some work to do after this. But anyway.
Pull out a map. Like you're telling me that the White House is in Maryland? And
It's literally 35 minutes from where we're
always
sitting.
been in Maryland?
Yes. It's in Washington, D.C., which is like Virginia.
Washington.
D.C., not the state of Washington. I'm sorry, everybody. We'll continue this off podcast, but
Because I don't want to embarrass myself anymore. But this young listeners,
geography, we'll work on our
I bet
pronouns.
people will be like taking something away from the conversation. Because I can't be alone here.
Okay, so the
Yes.
hard work beats talent.
Yeah, because I feel like I pride myself on hustle plays. I feel like that's been like the thing of this episode is like going back to like the hustle plays and like knowing that good things happen when you work hard.
Yeah,
like you find that balls bounce your way, or you know what I mean. Like, and I remember another little story.
Oh.
This past year, my 5th year, I struggled in beginning. And who do I reach out to? Miss Lefty and Mrs. O'Miller.
No. It's literally just call me Kylie. Please.
Oh my god.
This is incredible. I can't.
Check the tape because there's no way I just messed it up.
It's okay. It's just miss. If you're
I
not,
reached out to Kylie and I was like, what do I do? Like, because there was so much pressure that I put on myself with like being named like preseason player of the year and like all these things, and like I felt like I had a hype to live up to, and I wasn't reaching it in like the 3 games that we had in the beginning. And I was like getting on myself, and you're like, just do what you do best. And I was like, you're right, like I'm trying to do too much, and I need to simplify my game of like, what do I do the best? I work my butt off in between the 30s. And even I've noticed, and like other people have noticed about my game, like when those plays like fall for me and like I do well, like both defense and offense sides like work out for me as well. So like if I'm killing it on the draw and like in transition, next thing you know, I make a stop on defense, and then it turns into offense, and the next offensive play, like my dodges are going better. So it's just like that whole like sticking to what you know. And what I know is like work hard and make the hustle plays. Not always like I'm never gonna score in like the coolest way. I did have one behind the back
assist
which
this
was
year.
like
I was on the call for that one, and I actually got a little bit of some hate from some people on social media because my voice sounded like this, like very just monotone.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh, you should probably sound a little bit more excited." I was like, "Actually, I expect that out of Ally." I'm just kidding.
Like only the second BTB I've ever thrown in a game before. So.
No, it was sick, and I was so proud. I was up in the booth. I was like, "Oh, she's been working on that one. I've been seeing it the last 6 years. She's been working on it, and there it is." And it was sick.
Yeah, it was like just that stuff of like hard work.
Yeah, and I think that's your brand, right? And that's like what you should. And that kind of takes me to my next question, like of one piece of like wisdom that you would give maybe a little girl or somebody that's looking up to you as a role model. Like, what's that piece of wisdom, or what's that like? What do you want them to get from your social media, or how you can carry yourself on the field, off the field, like all that kind of stuff? Like, what do you want them to take away from you?
Obviously, like hard work. It does pay off. And it's not, and it's not, and like learning from myself, it's not instant success.
Yeah.
It takes time, and like being a good teammate and buying into the role that you have on each team, like it prepares you for when it's your time.
Yeah.
Like really putting your head down, doing the things you need to do, while also celebrating everyone else's success around you. Like it sets you up for the best. Like good things will happen.
Yeah.
Just that, like the little things are what makes
make it all worth it. Yeah. I love what you just said too, celebrating everybody's little successes. That's huge. I mean, like people ask me all the time, like how, like everyone always talks about like how do you be a good leader? How do you be a good teammate? It's like that, right? Like celebrate people's little successes. Like going back to what you just said today, we had practice this morning for like an hour and a half, and like again, Kayla Trainer came over to me, and now me and her have been friends for a couple of years now. But like she came over to me and she just like kind of looked at me and gave me like this high five, and she was just like just a look of like, yeah, let's do this, and like great practice today kind of thing. No words again, but like again, just like that's a little success for me that I'm gonna like put in my little piggy bank, you know, and think about like when I need it, you know. And that's something that all of us can do for each other in different teamwork like scenarios. All right, so we have 2 questions from our KO17 lacrosse fam out here listening.
They really
ask
these questions?
They ask these questions directly to you.
Oh my God.
Are you nervous? Are you ready?
I'm excited. I'm happy that
Okay.
you want to know about me.
Why do you wear number 30?
Oh, wait, check this out. Did you know I wear this?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's a number 30 necklace. It's actually my dad's.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not a sob story, but my uncle is my dad's oldest brother. He passed away when I was in 9th grade. And he wore number 30 in basketball. Like my dad, his whole like family played basketball. He went to college for basketball. And he wore number 30. So my dad, like looking up to his older brother, wore number 30. And then me looking up to my dad and my siblings, like my sister wore number 30 all the way up. It's actually a funny story. My sister wore number 30 from middle school to high school, and then in college, she wore number 1 because my brother wore number 1 from middle school to like college, and then in college she wore number 30. So like they flip flopped.
They flip flopped.
Really cool. But I've been number 30 my whole life, so
Yes, you have.
except now, I'm number 42.
Number 42 in the pro league.
Yeah.
I'm number
30.
7. I'm number 71. So let's get it.
Number 30 at heart though. So yeah, it's a family number.
Love it. I relate to that. I love that. That's really awesome. What's your favorite goal that you've ever scored or play that you've ever made?
Oh my god, this is a tough one.
Only one.
Only one.
Only one. I'm being strict. Mrs. Kylie over here being strict. I'm sorry.
Is that right?
No. We'll do this later.
Wait, I really am like drunk. Like, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna change this question. Your favorite play or favorite goal that you scored after Stony Brook? Team USA or pro or anything like that, or in a training camp.
It was gonna be like very few.
That's not true.
Or in between. I feel like they do. There's this cool one. It's not my favorite though, but like I feel like all my favorite goals, like not all my favorite goals happen at Stony Brook, but like it's just a different like vibe.
I get that.
It's different.
Mhm.
But Katie Schwartzman,
Katie House. Yeah.
now, shot it for position, hit the pipe, I caught it, and scored.
I remember that one.
That was cool.
That was an exciting one. That was like a big momentum one, right?
I think so. It was
Yeah.
against Canada too.
Yeah.
I think it was like really close at that point.
Which is always awesome to play against another country.
Yeah, so sick.
Okay, and then at Stony Brook.
Okay, at Stony Brook. I think like it's got to be like a home game
Home game, of course.
because
Kenny P.
you got the goal song in the background.
Yeah, of course.
Talk about freaking injecting straight adrenaline.
Okay, I'm X-naying this question.
Okay.
Why is that your goal song?
Okay,
Explain to the people.
Okay, so Jump Around by House of Pain is my goal song. Was my goal song. For all 5 years, by the way.
Feel that?
Love that for me. Because when I was picking it as like a young freshman, I'm like, okay, I don't want to do a song that's like cool right now because I feel like
It'll go out of style. Yeah.
and I don't want to do a song that's already been used, and I don't want to do a song that I'm gonna get sick of. Like I want to do a song that like is cool, like different. And my uncle, my mom's side, my dad, oh my god, my mom's brother, as I just said, is on my mom's side. My brain is starting to fry out.
I see that. We're almost done.
Was like, why don't you jump around? And I'm like, yeah, let me listen to it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And at first, I submitted it as like the part where it's like jump around, like the chorus. And then Coach doesn't know this, but he had a very vital role of like the beginning of the song. He was like, oh, what's your goal song? And I was like, oh, jump around. He's like, that's so cool. And Greg's like, I've never heard that song before. And he's like, you know, the song's like, boom, 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 and then played like, and like, did it like that.
Part,
and I'm like,
yeah.
I need to change it. He didn't even sing like the chorus. I'm like, I need to change it to that
part. Yeah.
the beginning. And then the rest is history. Maybe.
So thank you, Josephine.
Yes. Another thing I can thank him for.
Yes. Most incredible man. He really is.
But yeah, I don't think I've ever told that.
Well, I hope he listens to this. Okay, so we always end Dream On podcast with a segment we like to call quick finishes. Just like in lacrosse, quick little finishes. And I'm just gonna rattle off some random little questions just to get to know you better, and you're gonna rapid fire your answers right back.
Okay.
You ready? Pizza or tacos?
Tacos.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Go-to cheat meal.
Some sort of breakfast food like waffles or pancakes.
Ooh, like that. At any point of the day, right?
I can literally eat breakfast food all day, every day.
Same.
I ate waffles for dinner last night. So
Nice. One band or artist that you'd want to see in concert right now.
Adele. Hands down Adele.
Wow. What song?
I wait for her to come out with the new. The most recent album she dropped, I was in like 10th grade. The first time I listened to Hello, I cried.
So Hello.
Yes.
You would cry in person right now.
Oh my god. I saw Sam Smith in concert and I cried hearing his voice, so I can only imagine what Adele would do tonight.
Wow.
So I love her.
Okay. Mountains or beach?
Beach.
easy. If you didn't play lacrosse, what sport would you play professionally?
I have to say soccer because I played soccer, but like if I could like be really good at it, probably gymnastics.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
I got the legs for it.
I think so. Yeah, I'm with you.
I'd be a really tall gymnast because they're all like 4'11".
That's true. And we're what? What are you?
2 3/4.
2 3/4?
Not
Nice.
like a solid 5'3".
Okay, like almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, cool. Spirit animal.
A lioness.
Ooh, I like the little.
Because they're like the hunters. Like
Okay.
they hunt.
They
Like
hunt.
the lions are just lazy.
Yes,
Like they're like fierce.
love that. Okay.
So I picture myself.
Favorite place that you've traveled to?
Costa Rica.
Ooh, that's fun. Okay.
Very nice.
And then last but not least, one thing on your bucket list.
Run a marathon.
Really?
Run the New York City Marathon.
The New York City one.
Because I always feel like if I'm on my deathbed and I'm gonna have one regret, it's gonna be not like using my youth to my ability, and I feel like running a marathon is something really cool.
Okay. Do you see yourself doing that anytime, like within the next couple of years, or like when you're done playing lacrosse?
When I'm done playing lacrosse,
Cool.
I probably won't train for it. I'm probably just gonna
We should go.
run, walk, and then do it
Yeah.
and say that I ran a marathon.
Nice.
All 26.
All 26.2 miles.
0.2. It's a lot, but I'm gonna do it.
It's okay. You're probably gonna get that many miles on your legs this weekend. So
Yeah, like when I tell people that, they're like, "Yeah, you do that in like a week." I'm like, "No, but like that's like stopping sprinting." And I'm like, "I
Yeah.
can just do it. I don't know if I could straight run it."
you can. I believe in you.
So if you ever want to run a marathon,
Maybe I'll come with you.
yeah,
I'm not gonna put it on recording though, because then it will be.
people like hold you.
You'll hold me to it pretty much. I'll bring it up.
No, like listen,
You want to do it? You want to do it?
I won't do it, and then if you don't do it, like make fun of you for not doing it, and like always hold it against you. Like, over and
Wow,
over.
that's so nice of you. See, okay. I know this was a super fun episode, which I was expecting it to be. I hope everybody listening also had some fun listening to us. Obviously, we have a special bond from Stony Brook, and obviously we get along really well, and a lot of similarities, a lot of commonalities, and taking them into like the professional league and getting to play lacrosse at the highest level together. We obviously have a ton of fun doing it, so just grateful for that, and grateful that you're here with me to do it. And just really, really special thing is that we're both here representing Stony Brook, and we're the only two,
which is crazy.
which is awesome. It's really, really cool to be able to say, like, I love being able to say, like, yeah, me not even with Stony Brook, so obviously we have a ton of pride in that program and our years there, and forever will be ain't no mountain high enough and stuck in our heads, and we'll probably listen to it when we wrap this podcast episode. But Ally, I just wanted to say thank you for coming on and hanging out with our KO17 fam and being vulnerable about your journey and everything that goes on between the lines and between the ears too. Because I think it's really important for young listeners and especially young lacrosse players who look up to you and see the stardom to hear all that goes on for it. So special shout out to Ally Kennedy's family, the rock stars out there. Special shout out to our Wolves. Let's go, boys. Yep, Wolves up. And yeah, thank you for being here, Al.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. All right, thank you guys. We'll see you guys on the next episode.